All right, so just a couple of thoughts here, in particular about leadership. A lot of people are talking about, you know, people don't lead this, black men don't lead that, uh, men aren't leaders, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's no leadership, there's no leadership. Well, in order for there to be leadership, people have to be willing to listen and follow. Uh, to understand what I mean by that, meaning that if I am the designated leader, or if I'm the one that's on a team that's looking to say, hey, I'm going to take over this spot, this leadership spot, right? And I say, okay, we're going to, say I'm leading this out the woods. Let's just put it that I have camo. Let's say this story is, I'm leading this out the woods, right? I'm seeing a path. I know direction is northeast in order to get to, civilization, you know? And I look around and I say, okay, I know this way is north. I know this way is east, so northeast is split right down the middle of it, right? But then I constantly have other people in that group that I'm trying to, that's trusting me to lead them to safety. They're constantly saying, no, it's this way. No, it's that way. Or they're constantly questioning, like, no, it's this way, this way, this way. And then you get this other person that comes in there that wants to just constantly argue, and then turn around and say, oh, well, you're going to have to use violence to get me to follow you. And they turn around and say, everyone else, this person does not know whatever. We're going to go this way, but this way is south when we should be traveling northeast. You know what I mean? When you have that type of person that you're in charge of leading, quote unquote, then you can't lead them. You can't lead them. It becomes impossible to lead them. And it becomes a situation where you as a leader have to just go ahead and go your way. You have to go and lead those people. You have to lead the people behind that are not wanting to trust in your leadership, even when you know your leadership is right. And I feel like that is what's going on in a lot of these issues, a lot of these marriages, a lot of these relationships, these whole community conversations and everything. It's, you have this certain group of people that want to engage in this, and this, that is not conducive to being led in a proper direction. And no matter what, unless the leader that wants to lead them in the right direction, or that does know the right direction, is willing to resort to violence or whatever it may be, or go to the extremes in order to force them to get in line, then they're not going to follow, or they're just going to follow the person that's willing to go to the violent and the extreme lengths that are going to, get them to go there. And then they want to sit here and be upset when they follow the wrong person. You can't get mad because you're getting in the way of your own success. You can't get mad because you're getting in the way of being led properly. If that's the way that you want to do it, then the proper leader, the person that's going to lead you in the right direction, they're just going to go ahead and leave you behind because they know what way to go. And unless you are trusting and you're willing to follow, and unless you are willing to sit back and listen and just go with what the leader is saying, this is the right direction to go, then you're going to be left behind, or you're always going to always find yourself in turmoil. You're always going to be finding yourself asking, why me, why me, why me? Well, you should have listened. You should have listened. You should have sat down. You should have been more open to more thoughts and a different way of thinking than what you think is right. Because being able to be a follower and being led in a proper direction, you gotta know the difference between fool's gold and real gold. You know, I mean, you do. And you have to have some trust as well. You got to be able to see the signs, the proper signs, to see who is trustworthy versus the signs that you're getting forced to go that way. And a lot of the people, like I said, none of my stuff is ever targeted to just one population. It's not just targeted to just men or women. It's targeted to everyone. You know, if you want to be led in the right direction, you have to know you have to do your homework to know what the right direction is that you want to go into and what it looks like. And you have to, at the end of the day, you have to want to avoid anything that's going to lead you to jail. It's going to lead you to possible grave and financial ruin. You got to be able to discern that between yourself, but at the same time, end of the day, a lot of people that say we have lack of leadership, it's because they're always questioning the good leadership and following the bad leadership, because the bad leadership came in and diamonds and golds and all these other trinkets that really don't matter in life. But because that's what you're looking for, because you want to be looking at that like that, then that's what you go for, and you end up getting fooled. Talk to y'all later.